Hello and welcome to From the Depths. I said this that I played this a while back. It's been quite busy really with other videos, but here we go. I thought I would kind of just show you, because I've played this game a fair bit, around 50 hours, 60 hours, and just kind of give you guys a gauge of what I can make, because I can't make anything incredible, over the top. That's amazing. I've made very average things that barely work. So I thought I'd show you them, and then in the coming episodes we'd actually start a campaign in that. So this is kind of a first look at my capabilities, which isn't very good. So I'm going to show you a couple of the vehicles that I've made. So this is the first thing I made. It's not absolutely amazing. It's kind of a torpedo missile launcher sort of thing. Inside of it, it's completely full. It is like absolutely chocker in here. If I remember the controls, which I really can't find, we'll just go ahead. As you see though, it is completely packed with stuff in here. Everything. It's got AI, it's got guns, well, it's not got guns, it's got missiles and everything. Yeah, it's kind of a submarine. It's not really. I kind of added on the weights just so that it's a very small target to hit. Trouble is, it's really fucking slow. Like, really slow. I'll see if I can show you. Oh, this is another one. This is one of the first boats I made, which, again, isn't very great. It obviously is bigger, but with just some advanced cannons and some normal ones on the back there. Kind of like an AA gun and the front gun. It does, again, it just doesn't do much damage. Doesn't do much damage at all. If I just load up the map here, yep, so I can take hold of it, and I'll turn fleet move and move it. So let's have a look at it in action, essentially. That is its top speed, and it does have that little wiggle. It's adorable. But it's quite cheap, to be honest, this thing. I've used it somewhat in the campaign. It's alright. You're probably laughing at me now, but it is one of my favourite designs I've made. Although it is just awful in so many different ways, it's adorable. I'll show you another. Okay, so this is something I made that was obviously bigger, but still not the best. The front is awesome. As you can see, it's a bird. Looks awesome. Again, it's got all the AI, everything like that. A lot of motors, probably way too many. It's good. Well, it's not even that good. It's okay. Like at a distance, it's alright, but as you can see, it's not the most advanced thing. It's literally just a hunk of metal with some guns on the top. There's nothing special about it. It was kind of one of my first basic designs. As you see, you got all the ammo controllers and I think you got some AI in there. And at the back through here is the engine, which is, I'm no engine builder, by the way. I just kind of try and put as much power as I can into it. I think each one of these has a certain ratio. Where's the actual engine? Yeah, 4,000. 4,000 each side. It can move fairly fast. Can I move you? Why can't I move? It's in patrol. Oh god, it's been so long since I played this, so I can't exactly remember how to do it.
Listening.
I know you're listening, but let me.
Listening.
Okay, I'm just gonna get on it. Honestly, I haven't played this in so long, but yeah, it has a decent kind of speed, which is about 10, and turning and what have you, all that jabba jabba. And the guns itself, I mean. Oh, that's... Yeah, you know, I mean, it... As you probably say, I'm not any sort of special builder, but it is what it is. And then at the front here, I've got these two sort of AA guns, sort of light things. It's not a bad ship, but it just goes down so quick. There is a double deck here. It's got woods with like a, I think that's light alloy. I don't think it's metal. I know light alloy is not actually that good, but I do use quite a few of these ships in the campaign that I've been doing by myself, but I'll show you a couple other ones as well. So this is kind of I think that was the biggest one I've kind of built. Okay, so this is another one. Does look a fair bit more impressive, and I am actually quite happy with the design of this one. So it's got 2 back cannons. Let's get a bit of a wider shot. As you see, it is brimming with weapons and what have you. Under here, I've got these sort of, I think it's like a 200-degree sort of panning either side, so it can actually fire out these sides. One major problem with this thing, it can tip over quite easily. As you can see now, it is already listing to one side, which I know is very easily fixed with certain things like buoyancy and, you know, adding a better keel. But I tried it so many times, it would just end up sinking. So I'm very much on the threshold of it sinking. It is a little bit smaller, but it is brimming with more guns, engine, all that stuff, you know. And then I've got sort of compartments in here. I've got some rockets that can be fired up from there. I've got another gun there. I mean, it is literally just laden with weapons, this thing. It's quite cool, though. I do quite like it. As you can see, torpedoes and that, they do move side to side, which is pretty cool. Fire them, all that jabber, you know. Very good, but again, its main problem is a lot of the time it will just keel over, essentially. Where's the actual driving? Oh yeah, I think the cockpit's up here somewhere. Oh, I actually hit that. That was a good shot. Oh yeah, it is in here. Okay, yeah, so that's obviously where I drive it and what have you. I can't warp there, but what can't? There we go. Now you can see we're moving. So yeah, it's actually quicker, but it does have a tendency to just list and what have you. It's just not amazing. But yeah, I just kind of want to do a weapon with multiple platforms, so it could have, like, you know, more guns essentially. But took it a little bit too far. So obviously you got that one. These aren't very impressive designs, and I've only done boats, by the way. I've never done aircraft. I've never done submarines properly. So I'll show you one more design that I've done. Okay, so this is, I've got 2 here. So these are ones I actually do use in the campaign. So this is kind of a forward sort of operating base. It's got some tentacles to repair. It's got spawners. It's got dock lock, all that kind of stuff. Very quick, very good. Only problem is I cannot for the life of me work out how to make sure that the resources that are on it replenish whenever I go back to base. Because what I do with this, any vehicles that need repairing, I send it to this, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's what you need really when you're sort of out in the midst. Doesn't have any weapons, but it's just all engine and all that. Quite nice. I like it. It's handy. This is the other one, which again, my designs are a fairly bit retarded. Not to lie or joke or anything, they are a bit. But again, it's kind of got these side missile pods, which are good. It's got a front-mounted 2 torpedoes. Main gun, which doesn't really do anything. It's kind of a cram turret and 3 missiles at the back. It's very much kind of long range, blah 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 blah. Not the best design in the world, fairly speedy, you know, all that kind of stuff. So what I'll do, I'll put all my ships into battle for you. That's so you can kind of gauge how easily they get ruined. Cool, so I've spawned in 4 of these. So these are essentially just from Deepwood Home Guard, if I remember them. So you got a paddle gunner, you got a saddler, and 2 sea adders. So everything's fine, blah 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 blah. So theoretically, this should go alright. Theoretically, I haven't adjusted anything really. I normally toggle what everything fires, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, one of them's fallen over. It's already fallen over. So we're basically down to 2 vessels. I think this one's shooting at its mate. Yep, no, this is what happens when I don't toggle stuff. That ends up blowing that. So the only real one that's doing anything here is the sort of main sort of cruiser with that main gun. This one is moving forward, but it doesn't really do a lot. These are the problems I generally have. I am trying to get better. I'm watching a lot of tutorials on what to do, how to make better things, you know, kind of looking at the AI's designs. I think something of mine just blew up. Yeah, it did. And trying to improve it. Actually, I'm doing damage, but it's just not loads, to be quite honest. That's all right. I will take control of the cruiser because it is hanging back quite far. Right, so let's go. Let's go forward and sort of broadside them a bit. Yeah, I mean, if you do have any suggestions or even just some basic things on how to make things better, I would greatly appreciate it. Especially like if you could see a massive flaw. Well, I can see multiple flaws in my designs, but just, you know, just general advice. Because if I start this campaign, I will need a lot of help. I can tell you that right now. So it looks like a lot of the things are firing, apart from the back guns. I think they've reached their limit. Already taking some fire from the Seadas, and I got shot off. So that's just going to keep on going forward. This is what I mean. It's just, I know there's no shields on them. I've only really just started using shields in one of my later designs, but it's nothing. You know, there's quite a bit to, well, not quite a bit to learn. There's somewhat, you know, it's about engine power. That's something I need to learn. Lasers, you know, all that sort of defense systems and all that. I think we just lost. Oh no, I think we killed a sea adder. I think, was that theirs? I don't know. Oh no, that is a sea adder. Okay, so we did kill that. The missile sort of cruiser one is completely stripped of all weapons. So that's just kind of ramming now. The missile kind of sub is just shooting completely off. Normally, again, I would calibrate that so it wouldn't. I'll change the missiles and what have you, but it does have a tendency to do that. I guess this isn't doing too bad, but we're not gonna be able to kill that Sinus Luck. I've always had problems against them. It's not too bad. I'm peppering them, doing quite a bit of damage, but it's just never. You know, that thing is barely afloat, and somehow it's still going. But and that's just gonna barrow through and take everything out. But yeah, as you can see, I am not the best builder. This is like the first tier of enemies you come up against, let alone sort of coming up against aerial vehicles and God knows what else. So I would appreciate it if you could give me some hints and tips that what you found best. But this is kind of my capabilities right now. I'm actually destroying that. The baby cat, is it small paddle gunner or baby paddle gunner? Something along those lines. Just completely rammed through it. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, so let me know your ideas of maybe what I should make in the campaign or yada yada yada. So thank you for watching anyway, and I'll see you soon.